Hi, friends. You're welcome to another episode of the Study Abroad series. Today, we are talking to an admissions officer from St. Cloud State University. He's going to tell us all about St. Cloud State University. How do you gain admission as an international applicant or international student into St. Cloud State University? What are some of the programs you can apply to? What are the admission requirements? As an international applicant, what are some of the scholarships available for you that you can use to sponsor your education? And what are some of the facilities available to you as an international applicant at St. Cloud State University? You would like to click on the subscribe button. We are live on X. We are also live on YouTube, live on Facebook, as well as TikTok and on Instagram as well. Click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. Later on the program, as we do it all the time, I'll give you the link to join us live in the studio to directly interact with the admissions officer to ask him all your questions. But before that, please type your questions in the comment section. I'll be reading them to our guests to be responding to them. So this is the biggest study about content platform. My name is Fred, and this is the Fred Effect. Let's bring our guest on and let's get started. Hi, Jared. Thank you for making time to join us.
Thank you, Fred. Appreciate it for having me today in your program and then sharing great information about our institution, St. Cloud State University.
Right. Let's start with a little bit of introduction and background. Who is Jared? What is your position at St. Cloud State University? And tell us about St. Cloud State University.
Yes, for sure. Well, my name is Jared JJ Martina. I go by JJ, and my nickname here. I'm a former international student from the Caribbean, specifically a small island called Curacao. So I came to study in the United States about 10 years ago in 2014. Basically took the decision, and then I study in states like Kansas, South Dakota, and now also in Minnesota. And then currently, I am the Assistant Director of International Recruitment and Admissions at St. Cloud State University. So I help students specifically with the transition from high school to their first year in college.
Great. So, what makes St. Cloud State University attractive to international applicants? If somebody is watching us from any other country, Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, and in the Caribbean, why should they apply to St. Cloud State University?
Yes, Fred, that's a great question. I think definitely if you're looking for a very affordable, I would say, institution, and that you'll be able to have the same type of programs, the same type of level of classes as other universities who are very known, like university like Ivy League schools. We have type of the same accreditation as them at a more affordable price. And cloud is the place for you because there's great support. It's a very great central location in Minnesota. Is the place of one of the more top 500 companies in the world. So there's so many, I would say, opportunities as you're looking into St. Cloud State University.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about St. Cloud. Where is it located specifically in the U.S.? I know you mentioned Minnesota. Which city is it located in? And any other information you could give us about St. Cloud State University?
Yes, Fred. So St. Cloud State University is located in central Minnesota, right in the middle of Minnesota, which connects the north to the south. It's about 45 to an hour from our international airport, which makes it very attractive. So students have access to campus very quick as they arrive. And then, since St. Cloud, we started as an education school in 1869. Basically, so that's our background. That's our basically foundation. Education. But throughout the years, we have been able to build up and offer great programs to our students and be able to have accreditation for all these programs too. And then, of course, it's in Minnesota. Weather-wise, it's important as people are coming from different sides of the world with different weathers. Be aware that Minnesota has the four seasons, which is fall, spring, winter, and summer. So you will be able to experience something new. Some of these folks we might be talking to have not seen snow. It's something very beautiful to experience. Before. So even me talking from the Caribbean, it was something new for me, something that was very great to experience here in St. Cloud.
Awesome. If you're just tuning in, we are live with admissions officer from St. Cloud State University. And Jared is Assistant Director of International Recruitment and Admissions at St. Cloud State University. Let me know what questions you have for Jared. Have you applied to St. Cloud State University? What specific questions do you want me to ask him? Type them in the comment section and let us know which country you're watching us from and what is the time at your end as well. Derek, so let's move on to the admissions process real quick. So, as an international applicant, what qualifications should one have to be able to apply to St. Cloud State University?
That's a great question, Brett. So if we're talking more of the African students, if we're talking to the African audience, I know in the African schools, they take the West African examination exam. For African students, we have English waiver that they don't have to do the English, I would say, test. That's why we look at their WIAC, which is, I think that's what mostly African students call it, the WIAC. And what we look at, we verify this WIAC. So the students have to make sure when they submit an application, they have to be able to pass the WIAC in math, English, and 2 science subjects. When they pass these subjects and we can verify with their EPIN, we will be able to say, okay, this student have admissions at St. Cloud State. Typically, if we're looking at more the generalized wise, the GPA for admission is about 2.5, basically on your transcripts, on your credentials. And then also, our application is free. So for undergrad application is free. So anybody can actually apply.
That to apply to St. Cloud State University is free.
Yeah, undergraduate application is free. The only application that has a fee is for the graduate admission, which is about $40. The students have to pay. And sometimes too, there is a small fee if you have to do some credential evaluation too for the graduate admission. But if we're talking for the undergrad population here, it's all free to apply at St. Cloud State University. And also the last piece of it is the financial part. We mentioned the affordability of the institution, and that's why I would say we only require a bank statement of $26,000. Then we can see that your sponsor or your guardian, your parents, whoever is sponsoring you to come to the US can need to submit, and then we'll be able to grant you admission and also send you the I-20. So those are the 3 main important parts of the admission process when the students submit the application via our main state application portal, and they'll be able to submit these documents and grant their admission, and then continue their, I would say, journey to the visa application itself with the I-20.
Right. I'm still here with the admissions officer at St. Cloud State University. And just in case you're wondering, Jared just said that application fee for applying as an undergraduate student is waived. So it's free to apply to St. Cloud State University. I'm going to share the website of St. Cloud State University to give you an idea which website you would be seeing if you should type, if you go to stcloudstate.edu. So I'll be sharing the link to the website in the video description as well as in the comments. You can easily click on it, and then it takes you to the website of St. Cloud State University. So people are interested in the scholarship aspect, and later on, I'll let you walk us through how one can apply. So in terms of scholarship as an international student, does it come automatically with admissions? Do one have to submit a separate application after submitting the admission application to be considered for scholarship, or how does it go?
That's a great question, Fred. So yes, we have 2 types of scholarship, I would say. We have the academic and cultural sharing scholarship.
Right.
It's an automatic scholarship once you get admission into the university. It's a 40% scholarship based on your tuition and fee. So you get 40% off from your tuition and fee total, which is involve all your classes, and it's up to 18 credits basically. This scholarship, in order actually to see it on your balance, you will need to get your visa and then come to campus and participate in the international student orientation that we organize every semester. and then you will be able to see the scholarship on your balance. That's how we actually award the scholarship. People have to get admissions, they have to get their visa, and then when they come on campus, participate in our international student orientation, they'll be able to see the scholarship on their balance. Another scholarship we have is a more of foundation scholarship because each program that we have previous alumni that have donated funds to the program. So that's why they call foundation program, foundation scholarship. These scholarships are specifically towards major. So if you have a student, for example, that wants to major in electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, for example, they have a whole set of scholarship that you can apply for. Those are called Huskies scholarship. This scholarship they range from $1,000 to $3,000, depends which one you're applying for. For this scholarship, typically sometimes they ask you to submit an essay, or sometimes you have to fill like a questionnaire based on your eligibility for the scholarship. These scholarships are only eligible for start in the fall, typically in the fall semester, but you have to start applying for them from January to March of that year, and then they will be able to see it in the fall semester. That's how those scholarships work. So when you apply for them in January, you probably will know about April, May that you have qualified for the scholarship, and then you'll be able to come in the fall and see the scholarship on your bill too. So those are the two main scholarships we have for incoming new international students. But if a transfer student is listening today too, that it's in the U.S. already from Africa, we do have transfer scholarship too, which is called the Red and Black scholarship. Basically, so this scholarship is based that if a student have a 3.0 US GPA and up, they'll be able to get over $1,000 of scholarship, between $500 and $1,000 scholarship based on their GPA. So we have different scholarship for different population that we have on our campus.
Awesome. So if Jared says a transfer applicant, it means that if you maybe have a diploma, that is, if you've had some college courses, probably you are in a university already, completed maybe level 200. That's what we call it in Africa. Over here it's called sophomore, but in Africa it's called level 200. Maybe you're in level 300. You can apply as a transfer student. So Jared, what you're saying is that the undergraduate applications, whether it's a freshman application that is directly from high school, you have WAEC, or you apply as a transfer, you don't pay an application fee, correct?
Yep,
And
correct.
again, once you apply, there is an automatic scholarship consideration as well. Most international students, in their home country, colleges are such that you have to rent your own apartment and stuff like that. As an international student coming in, let's talk about accommodation. How is the accommodation arrangement for international student like?
Yes, we do have a first year international housing requirement, basically. So every incoming first year international students or freshmen only are required to live their first year on campus,
Okay.
because we want to support them the best as possible. And we have the space enough. And also, we have very good, I would say, residence life community for our international students, be able to build community, make new friends, and get the best out of campus as possible. Basically, so we have three residence halls that our international students can choose from, which is Lawrence Hall, Case Hill, and Shoemaker. Basically, Shoemaker is more of a dorm that's very close to our athletic facility, so a lot of student athletes tend to live in that hall. But the Case Hill is very close to the cafeteria too. So every hall has their own benefits too once you choose to live on campus. After that, a lot of students also tend to live in a three-bedroom. We have that, I would say, option. So students have like it's a triple room. The students live together. And then also we have different others accommodation for grad students too, who are more into their graduate part of college, and they'll be able to live on campus too. But we do have just a first year housing requirement for incoming new freshman students.
Yeah, after the admission process, the next hurdle that most international students worry about is the visa process. Does St.
Yeah.
Cloud University provide
Mhm.
any services, guidance for prospective international students through the visa process?
Yes, we do. So typically in the past, Fred, we have done, I would say, Husky's visa next steps, basically. So
Okay.
once we receive that I-20, we guide you specifically towards what's the next steps that you have to do. Of course, you have to pay the CVS fee, and then in order to book your visa appointment. Of course, when you get that visa appointment, you need to be able to be prepared to stand in front of the window and speak confidentially in front of the visa officer. So that's why it's very important that we do sessions specifically with students, that we talk a little bit about visa tips. We show them some videos about past visa officers talking about the situation, how you should present yourself, how you should talk, your articulation of your words. You should know the language, and also you should know actually the program that you're going in, what are the benefits, what career-wise look into this program, and what really is your goals when you get this program. So we do provide, I would say, several sessions. We send email with the next steps too, as students are going through this process. Yeah, we do guide students through this funnel.
Awesome. So after all these admission and then the scholarship, are international students still required to produce a sponsor's financial statement to augment or to support their education?
Yes, so that's basically in the admission process. So
Okay.
before getting the I-20, we need to know if the students have the enough funds and support, because like we said, education in general is investment that you make. It's a long-term investment. That's what we
Yeah.
say. So that's why it requires a little bit of funds in order for us to see actually that you have these funds in order to pay for the school. But this is average that we ask for. That's why we say the average is about 26K per
Okay.
year that you have to pay. But typically students pay per semester. So typically you divide this by two. So students pay each semester for insurance, tuition fee, their classes, and then also you have the housing accommodation and the meal plan.
Awesome. So if you're just tuning in, I'm speaking with the admissions officer, Jared from St. Cloud State University. We are talking about how, as an international student, you can apply to St. Cloud State University. What are some of the scholarships available? The steps you need to know in order to gain admission and study at St. Cloud State University in Minnesota. So, Jared, let's talk about some of the programs at St. Cloud State University, and I'm going to share my screen real quick. So,
Yes.
what's your favorite program to study at St. Cloud, though?
Well, for the last few months, actually coming for this fall, I've seen a lot of students pick computer science,
Okay.
cybersecurity, because those are programs that we have really good resources for them on our campus with labs and partnership that we have with specific tech companies. The students be able to take advantage of those. But I would say nursing too. I would say the African continent, I've seen a lot of nursing students who come to study nursing at St. Cloud State. And then also we are really good programs in mass communication. Specifically, we have meteorology. Our engineering programs too are one of the best. The students tend to study at St. Cloud State. And I would say finance too is one of the ones that students choose because of our really good Herberg Business School that we have. So a broad array of I would say programs for students to study. But as you see here, we have different other programs too that makes a variety of students that they can choose from.
All right. So, the first step is for a student who want to apply to identify what program they want to study. Now, do they have to reach out to the admissions team or the director of the program before they start the application?
Because we have a general application, each not each program has their application. They have to go through admission first.
Mhm.
Typically, we connect the students if they have additional questions about the program to with the faculty, or we call the student relation directors, specifically the SRDs. We connect the students with those folks so they can get more of a better overview of what the program really entails. But typically, everything goes to us, and then we review the applications, and because every program is the same, there's no fee for other programs. Every program is free. But if the students are want more information in about a specific program, definitely we can connect them with those campus partners in order to let them know more information about the program itself.
Right. A lot of people are concerned about, as an international student, are there jobs on campus at St. Cloud State University where they can work, and what is the maximum number of hours they can work, to make some money as they study at St. Cloud State University?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, we do offer several jobs on campus. On our website, when you get admitted, the students go on Handshake. That's where we post all the jobs that we have available on campus, from admission jobs, working engineering, working hospitality, working in the food industry, working in the tech industry. We have jobs in the campus recreation, working with athletics, with also with the admission people, like I said. So there's job all over campus. Every department typically posts a job as they need student support, because they are the ones who represent the university, and they're the face of the university. So having students in those spaces are really, really important, as people or new people are walking through, are visiting campus, and it really makes a difference. I mean, having students working on campus, and the majority of our students actually who works on campus are our international students that we have at St. Cloud State. So yeah.
Great. So on the website, there are these are all the programs, but can you throw light on the accelerated online programs, and do international students qualify to apply to these programs?
Unfortunately, right now, international don't really can apply for the accelerated online programs, because as an international student, you have to be able to get a visa in order
Right.
to come here and study, and not online. But what we they can do, because we have been flexible, we have a lot of classes who are hybrid-ish delivered, but unfortunately, they cannot apply for it yet. No.
All right. So how about the pre-professional study programs that prepare a student for the graduate professional school?
Yes, so we have those programs. A lot of students tend to do those programs if they're going more into school of dentist, law school, medical school. So they have to get, I would say, we call them the pre-preparation programs, but typically they have to get like a bachelor's in biology or in political science. So it ends up being a degree. So actually the students can continue into these specific schools. So that's how the program works. Typically it lasts about 3 years and an internship, and students continue if they had to take the MCAT, of course, to go into the medical school, or the board exam to go into law school. That's typically how students do it.
All right. Would you be okay to talk about the graduate programs as well?
Yes, for sure. So I would say the most, I would say, popular programs in the graduate school is our MBA, Master of Business Administration. We have a lot of students who tend to go into that program. Also, we have several, I would say, applied behavior analysis program too, which is very, I would say, requested. And one that I can say, if a student is tend to wants to work in higher education, we have the CCSD program, College Counseling Program, which is also a really good program. A lot of students, I have a lot of friends who graduated from the program and got great jobs at universities actually in the US. So definitely, I would say those are the three main programs that a lot of students tend to look forward to in the graduate school. And then in terms of like scholarship wise in the grad school, I know my audience is familiar with graduate assistantships.
Right.
So as a grad school, there's several graduate assistantship in different spaces on campus, different departments. And in these graduate assistantship, typically they take care almost 75 to almost 100% of your tuition, basically. So this is a really good deal for students who are planning to come for their masters. Look for graduate assistantship positions. Typically, it's a full year contract that you have for fall and spring, and then of course, if you as you continue your program, you can extend it to until you finish your program for the graduate assistantship. So yeah.
Right. So I am still here with the admissions officer at St. Cloud State University. If you just joined us, you're not late. You're welcome, and I was showing some of the graduate programs at St. Cloud State University that you can also target as well. I'll share the link to St. Cloud State University website if you want to check their programs out and also apply.
And then,
What,
and then,
go ahead.
Fred, one more thing. If you can go on the admissions, I'll show this the audience. You can admissions and the international students.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the where actually the web page that you we want to send to everyone. This is our main web page. The students can see our great community that we have on campus. If you
Right.
click on the left there, the application requirements, they'll be able to see all the specific steps that they have once they're completing the application. As you can see, this is the deadlines that we have right now for fall, and then basically for the steps that you have to take once you complete an application and what is required after submitting the application. So if you click on the application instruction, it will guide you step for step and show you what's in the application too. The graduate students, international students, they use a different application platform, which is Gradcast, and then also it's a really good, straightforward application portal that students can navigate and then submit their application. So this is a really good resource. This website tells you about everything, even when you get accepted, what will be your next steps to as you make your transition to St. Cloud State University.
Awesome. So, the major admission cycles will be for spring semester and fall semester. And as you can see on the screen, the deadlines are there for you to follow. So at the moment, if you want to apply for to St. Cloud State University, you might want to target the spring semester admissions. That will be like spring semester 2025. So that if everything goes through successfully with your admission, the scholarship, and the visa process, you'll be in the US by December 2024, so that you can start your classes by January 2025. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, if you have questions, please type them in the comments. I'll be reading them out to Jared so that he will respond. Later on, I'll share the link so you can join us and then you talk to Jared. So remember, this is the Study Abroad podcast with me, the Fred Effect. This is the biggest Study Abroad content platform. And today we are talking to an admissions officer from St. Cloud State University in Minnesota, USA. All right. So Jared, let's move on to individuals who have low CGPA. Do they have a place at St. Cloud State University?
Sorry, Fred, can you repeat that question again?
Yeah. So individuals who have low CGPA. So, for example, in the WASI or the high school exams, there is a D7, there is an E8. Can they still apply to St. Cloud State University?
Yes, they can also apply to St. Cloud State University. We take, I would say, Cambridge too. I know some students have done Cambridge, specifically those schools that they attend in Africa. So we do accept those application into. So yeah, so they have to have in the WIA everything credit, in order actually to pass, and get admission at St. Cloud State.
All right. So there you go. If you have an E8 D7, it's still possible to gain admission at St. Cloud State University. So I will be picking questions from the comments for you, and then we'll be responding to them. I think he responded to this question. Samuel is watching us on YouTube. Samuel is saying, "Hello, Mr. Fred. Are there graduate assistantship for spring semester?" Jared, would you want to respond to that?
Yes, for sure. I would say typically the graduate assistantship, they start typically in the fall, but I do know there's some offices, depends what Olatejo wants to study. There's some offices who starts the contract in the spring. Majority of the assistantships are for fall to the next year, the end in May of the next year. But typically there might be some who can start in the spring. It depends on the student situation and if the department really wants you in the program.
All right. So, Jerry, some graduate undergraduate programs are 3 years. So, Nana is asking on Twitter, is saying, do you accept 3-year bachelor degree from India into a master's degree program?
Yes, we do accept those 3-year bachelors into the master programs, but we have to be able to get verification and also the credential validation of those credits. And then the students have been able to show the funds too in order to go in the master programs. And then typically once we get the verification and the credential evaluation, depends what is the program that the student wants to go into, we will be able to start actually with the admission process. But we do accept 3-year bachelor student from India. So we have students who have done that.
All right. So, Jinami, can we have the link to the website? I've already posted the link to the website in the comment, so that makes it easier for us. Okay.
And then one thing I can add to that too, Brett, about the jobs on campus, both undergrad and graduate student, undergrad are allowed to work 20 hours, I would say a week, basically on campus. And then also the graduate assistantships too are 20 hours, basically that the students can work maximum if they working on campus. As you go further, when we talk about more internship wise, that's more when the students are in their second, third year. They can do what we call the curricular practical training, which is the CPT too. So they'll be able to work and get credits for those work hours that they'll be able to do on CPT.
Awesome. So Dacosta, can I please know the master's program? So Dacosta, we, showed the graduate programs earlier, there are a lot of graduate programs you can look at. So, Jared, a very good question. Like, I know international students cannot apply for the online programs. How about the certificate programs? Or if you go through their programs, which one specifically goes for international students and which ones does not?
Yeah, mainly the I would say programs who are master and also doctorals. Those are the ones I would say that all the MS, not the certificates, can go for international, and the ones who are not online.
Okay, so if you're an international student, please do not choose the online programs and do not choose the certificate programs as well. Apply to the doctorate, the MS, and then the MA programs. Thank you for making that clear as well. All right, so you can join us live in the studio to interact with Jared from St. Cloud State University. I'm going to share the link, on our various platforms, and you can, join us. So before people join us, are there some international students, who are alumni of St. Cloud State University, and can you share with us some of their success stories?
Yes, for sure. I mean, we have so many alumni who actually come back to our institution because we have a great support system, and also we celebrate each culture, on our campus. For example, we have great alumni who are working in cities or are also like in Minneapolis and also working in other states that have done great things after they graduated from St. Cloud State. So definitely we keep our alumni as engaged as possible in everything that we do, and so they are aware that they always will have our support as a St. Cloud State University student.
All right. So yeah, the link has been shared on the various social media platforms. If you want to join us and talk to Jared, Theophilus, you have to have your video on if you want to speak. Your microphone is off, Theophilus. Hi, Theophilus. Let me know if you can hear me. Yeah, Theophilus,
Hello.
please speak to Jared.
Okay. I'm a final year Bachelor of Science in Nursing student at the University of Ghana. I'm only left with a semester to complete the program. So I wanted to find out if I could still apply to a master's program at St. Cloud State.
Okay, Tepolis, what programs are you looking at to go into St. Cloud State? Which master programs you planning to go into? Because sometimes some of them have certain requirements that you have to fulfill, and then based on what are you finishing, they will be able to say, okay, we can see these classes, we can look at the credential evaluation, and then based on that, they will be able to say, yes, the students will be admissible to go into the master programs. That's typically how it goes. So anything that you might have right now will be evaluated to see the credentials, and then we'll be able to make a decision on that for 3 year. So typically, I would say if you are in your third year, I would say you can start applying as late to for like spring 2025 or for fall 2025.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thank you for joining us, Theophilus. So Theophilus just joined us from Ghana. You can also join us. Use the link I've shared on the various social media platforms to join us, so you can talk to Jared as well. So before other people join us, let's pick some other questions we have. Rahel, okay. So I knew this school through one YouTuber from Nigeria, okay, who recently had admission there. I'm planning to apply to the social work program at this school. I'm watching from Sierra Leone. Thank you for watching us from Sierra Leone. And then, are there any scholarship funding for master's clinical mental health? Jared has already touched on that. And remember, this video will still be live across the Fred Effect social media platform, so you can rewatch them, when the session is still over. Okay, Mark is watching us from Sierra Leone. Gloria is watching us on Facebook. Gloria, let's know which country you're watching us from. And then Okwechi is watching us from Nigeria, and Emmanuel is also watching us from Tamale in Ghana. Joe is watching us from South Africa.
Another countries here. And what as I'm looking at the countries here, Brett, I can mention it too. St. Cloud has a great presence of African students itself. We have our biggest numbers actually is from Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Burundi. We have students from Tanzania. So we have a great groups of African students that they create a great community on our campus, and also our students being able to have their own organizations. We have the African Student Association that does a lot of great I would say shows and workshops and cultural events with our students. They have their own I would say organization the students can be part of and learn more about the African I would say culture, and also engage the community of St. Cloud. So yeah.
Right. So St. Cloud has a good African community. That's why you should apply to as well. Okay. Let's see. So we have more people wanting to join us and then interact with. I wanted to share the link you can use. So this is the link showing on the screen that you can use to join us live and interact with Jared. Jared is joining us from St. Cloud State University and live on the Study Abroad podcast with me, the Fred Effect. So Jared, before other people come in, if somebody, you mentioned that you were also an international student. So based on personal experience and from a professional background, what advice would you give prospective international students who want to apply to St. Cloud State University?
Yes, I definitely want to give them be open-minded. U.S. There's a lot of great opportunities that I didn't even know even existed by being as much engaged as possible. In the college experience and the organizations, like I mentioned, like be part of the African Student Association, get to know people from different countries. We have over 98 countries on our campus that represents all over the world. So, be able to get a great experience, be as much as engaged, make new friends, participate, travel, and get to know a little bit about the United States too. So, because we have spring break, we have some breaks that you can actually, go somewhere else, and then also get to know other people too. In the States. So definitely take advantage of that as you have a very diverse campus and a great level of support, on a campus. We have great staff that, support our students in the Center for International Studies when they arrive. And then also our campus partners in general does a great job, receiving our students, navigating them, and helping them throughout their transition to campus, and then even when they are on campus, the support they get throughout the 4 years, it's great. We have great faculty too, that are diverse. From different areas. We have a lot of African, I would say, faculty, Indian faculty that we have on our campus. So it's a very diverse campus itself. The students have be able to take advantage of that diversity, and then meet new people, make new friends, and get new experiences in life. That's what I did as a student.
Right. So, can other students who are already international students in some universities transfer to St. Cloud State University? And is the process the same as someone applying from their home country, or that is different?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, like the Red and Black Scholarship, for example, those are for current international students who wants to transfer from a different U.S. institution to St. Cloud State. Typically, that I would say it's a little bit more easier because the students are already in the U.S. Sometimes you just have to transfer that CVS record to us, and then of course the students have to do the normal application and submit this the normal bank statement that we have to be able to see that they have the funds. But typically, it's just a button that we push or the school push, and then transfer up to us once the student is submitted and have an I-20 from us. Once you're talking more of the transfer from overseas, that can take a little bit more time because you have credit evaluation. Because
Okay.
every country curriculum is different. So we have to be able to compare, and faculty will be able to see those credits to see if this class is, I would say, creditable towards our curriculum, and the students can get credits for these classes. So transferring from Africa, for example, to St. Cloud State might take a little bit of time because of the evaluation process, but definitely both have the advantages that you can actually continue with your studies basically as you transfer.
All right. So, the website indicates that there is a deadline for the spring semester, applications. But our James is asking, I want to know the fall 2025 session will be open. So there is a deadline for applying, but there is no date indicating this is when international students can start applying. Can you clarify that, Jerry?
Yes, typically for fall, we see that in the mid-state application, it opens like in September, typically for fall, because we close for spring. Typically, it's like November 1st for spring 2025 entry. And then for the next year, fall, it typically opens like September. That we say typically opens for every year on the
Oh,
grad students.
all right. Does St. Cloud have rolling admission cycle?
Sorry?
Does St. Cloud have a rolling admission cycle?
Not for international students, because you have that visa process and everything. We do have. I mean, you can still enter every semester, so you can enter fall, spring, and summer. But definitely, you still have to follow that pattern of the application and all that. So you can enter every semester because you can enter summer too. Because typically, the ones that don't make it for the spring end up coming for the summers. Like if they have a visa appointment that ends up being in like in May or like April, we encourage them to come for the summer. So basically, you can come every term, but definitely you have to make sure that you follow the application process.
Right. Oyeleke is joining us. Hi, Oyele, can you put your video on and talk to Jared? Hi.
Hello, sir.
Okay. Your microphone is muted. Can you please unmute it?
Oh yeah. Hi. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
So I'm speaking from Canada, from Ontario. So my question is, yeah, you've explained about the fall session that is available at Sir Cloud University. Can Is it possible to get information based off of uh let's say scholarships and let's say student advisory basically for the university readily for international students especially, yeah.
So repeat that question again. So you want information on the fall
Yeah,
admissions
like
for next year?
yeah, fall admission for next year based on based off on scholarships, based
Mhm.
off on any type of advisory for like an international students. Yeah, is that available?
Yes, for sure. So typically, like I said, it opens up in September.
Okay.
We see that fall application opens up for next year. But to be honest, some students depends on the visas. I would say appointment. We
Hmm.
start deferring to fall already. But
Okay.
the advantage that you have for starting the fall always will be an availability of more scholarship. For example, like I mentioned, the Hosky scholarship, it only you can only be eligible for it like if you start in the fall. You cannot if you're starting in the spring, you cannot get this scholarship. And this scholarship again, it's a competitive scholarship, but you will be able to get it if you apply early and if you submit your credential at the early stages. So for fall next year, we're looking at the Husky scholarship. They opens up. They open up January 2025 and close around end of March ish typically. And the scholarship all depends on which program you want to go into. If you want to go into undergrad, you have this scholarship, but it's not come for graduate school. The graduate school has only the graduate assistantship and the ACSS scholarship for certain programs. But for the undergrad, you have the Husky scholarship and the academic cultural sharing scholarship, which I mentioned at the beginning of the session. It's a scholarship that you get automatically based on admission. But the scholarship, you don't actually see it until you get your visa. You come in the country, you attend our international student orientation, and then you will be able to see the scholarship on your bill. And then if you get both scholarship, you will be notified for the Husky scholarship in May, April that the scholarship you have awarded the Husky scholarship, and they will tell you which one to. So those are the two main scholarship for the undergrad, and then for graduate is basically your graduate assistantship. Once you apply for a graduate assistantship program, they will be able to notify you too early that you have done it because a lot of students use it for before they go to the visa appointment. So they know that I can show the visa officer, oh, I've earned my graduate assistantship at this department, which makes the cost of going to school less. So that's why it's really good that you have those in place even before you go to the visa appointment. So yeah,
Thank you so much, JJ. And thank you, Mr.
yeah,
Fred. I think I'll be applying in September, and yeah, I look forward to it. So, once I begin to apply, I would always try to reach out and see how we could, help me if need be. Though, thank you.
okay, for sure. I'll put my email in the chat so you can reach out to me too. Okay. Pleasure to meet you.
Of course, same
Right.
here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you for joining us. You can also use the link to join us and then interact directly with Jared. I've shared those links on the screen and I also shared it on the various social media platforms. You just have to click on it and then you can join us live in the studio to interact with Jared. So Jared, you talked about leaving your email. Is it okay if I share that in the comment?
Yeah, yeah, you can. I put it so you can share it in the comments so people can see it.
Okay, great. So if you want to get in touch with Jared, you can reach him via email, with all your questions and all that. I'm going to share that real quick. Okay, so this is the email of Jared. It's jared.martina@stcloudstate.edu. If you have any questions, you can reach out to Jared, and then he'll be happy to respond to your questions. So it's been a great interaction, letting us know how to apply to St. Cloud State University, the requirements, the scholarship, and all that. What will be your final words to anybody watching us who is interested in applying to St. Cloud State University?
Yeah. So for the West evaluation, you asked me, right, Brett?
Yes. No,
Yes.
anybody who is interested in applying to St. Cloud, what will be your final words to them?
So, sorry, say that again.
Anybody interested in applying to St. Cloud State University, what are your final words to them? Final
Oh,
words.
okay. Yes, yes. No, I thought I saw the questions and I was like, oh, yes, no question. But no, definitely, I will encourage them to apply. It's a great school, a great community. I mean, the support that you get here, it's amazing on what our staff has been done throughout the years. Even from the first time you step on campus in and get to the international student orientation, you'll be able to interact with folks from all over the world. Not only to stay on campus because we do trips with our students to get to know more about Minnesota. The I would say the connection and networking that you get that our career center organize career fairs almost every month for specific colleges that you can interact with employers to and talk about your career goals. So there's so many opportunities at St. Cloud State at a very affordable price. The cost of living is a very affordable in St. Cloud to live. So take the chance and come and enjoy your time at St. Cloud State because we have great things to offer for you here at St. Cloud State.
All right. So it's been an insightful session with Jared. Jared is the Assistant Director of International Recruitment and Admissions at St. Cloud State University at Minnesota. Remember that this session will still be live across all the Predifect social media platforms on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, and of course on TikTok as well. So you can check this out after the session is over and then learn from the ideas and information Jared shared with us today. It's been a pleasure having you, Jared, and I appreciate your time as well. That we can have another session whenever any new program comes up or you want to share something. This is a place to get to the international student as well.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me, Fred. It was a pleasure. Thank you for the great questions that you asked me to clarify some doubts and concern about coming to the U.S. itself. Definitely, if you want to do a session about student athletes in the U.S., I'm definitely open for that because I was a former student athlete too that are on track and field. So I know a lot of students who are interested in that because previously I was in Ghana in January, so I visit. It was Accra, and it was two more cities. I think it was like, see, I remember all of them.
Yeah, Kumasi.
Kumasi, and that was another one. Takoradi. So I
You
was
were
in Takoradi.
Kumasi and Takari. Okay.
Yes, yeah, with Dr. Boachi and top team. So I have been able to and address those questions too when I was there about coming into sports in the U.S. I think that's a lot of students are interested in that who are playing sports. But definitely, if you want to do another session about that, I will be very open to talk about that part. But thank you for today. I had a pleasure talking to you. This is a great what you're doing. Keep doing and sharing this great opportunity, not only St. State, but also education-wise to change the course, to change the economy. So when people are more educated, you have better country and are prospering. So definitely, I think there's a great way to promote and education, and then also study in the U.S. Itself. So great job.
Yeah, thank you. But before you go, can you touch on that? You said students who play sports can get scholarship to come to St. Cloud.
Yeah, so that's I would say that's like a different topic because there's a lot that goes into that.
Okay.
We have quite a few international students too that play sports here at St. Cloud State. Specifically, I would say in our soccer team. We have some African students that play for us, but definitely it's all about the content, who does the coach needs on their team for that year, and then where he wants to go. So it's more of a questions of the coaches, but definitely when it comes to the athlete itself, there's some expectation as you come to the States and play the sports because it's a very highly competitive country when it comes to sports. So you have to be able to be disciplined and to be able to keep going, like they say, keep going and don't give up. And that's how the mentality should be as you want to play sports in the U.S.
Right. Thank you so much, Jared. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Fred. You guys have a great rest of your evening, and then we'll see you in another session.
Right. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Fred. This is the Study Abroad podcast with me, the Fred Effect. So we had the admissions officer from St. Cloud State University. This is to share how you can apply to St. Cloud State University, the requirements and all that you need to know to apply. And remember that if you are applying as an undergraduate student, it is free to apply. So you don't have to pay any application fee when you're applying to St. Cloud State University. And if you do have questions, you can reach out to Jared email, and it's Jared at .martina@stcloud.edu. That's how you can reach out to Jared. So thank you for joining us. And then we'll come your way with another session on Sunday, which is a continuation of our weekly session that we do to let you know some of the universities you should apply to for international students, to also share their experience, to encourage you, and also to show you the way and how to do it. My name has been Fred. Thank you for joining me. Please be positive and know that everything will be fine. I'll see you in another one.